Frank, shut up. Right. We're almost there, guys. I know you can't see very much at the moment, but we are almost there. So my plan today is to live stream Lisbon. Okay, so yeah, I'm just getting set up. We've no viewers at the moment, so that's okay. That doesn't really matter in that regard. But yeah, that's my plan. We're going to do a live stream of thingy, Lisbon Airport. But and I'll tell you why in a moment. Just let me check a couple of things. Yes, we are live there, so that's good. Make sure that is off so you don't get a double sound. That is off, right? So what we need is that. And then we need to go to here, home, there, Xplane 11. And we'll do that and post that, and away we go. Right, so we'll probably pick up a few million viewers now with any luck. Okay, so as I said, we're going to go to Lisbon and Aeropuerto de Lisboa, or Lisbon, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I did a review of Lisbon Airport yesterday. I believe it came out yesterday, and that was by MK Studios, and it was a conversion by, what's the name of those people? A conversion by Winsock Simulations. So it was by MK Studios did the original, and then Winsock Simulations did a conversion. Almost at the same time, this last weekend, another Lisbon came out by Xdesigns on Xplane.org. So the MK Designs one is on SimMarket, and this one, which is by Xdesigns, is on Xplane.org. So I thought today, because it's come out over the weekend, I thought I would do a live review of this one. Okay, so that's what I'm about to do. I'm just loading up, and if there's any questions, if anybody's got any questions about Xplane 11, if you're a new user, because I see so many questions and people say I am new to this. There was one this morning. It was a really good question, although I can't remember it. But what I do remember was the guy was saying that he'd come from FSX, and I immediately thought that his first problem was that he was trying to apply much of his thinking about FSX to Xplane, and you can't do that because they are two different things completely. They are two different programs. And never shall the twain meet, as they say. It's just one of those things. If you're viewing, please say hello. If you're on your mobile phone and you're in work, obviously you can't do that, but otherwise you get into trouble. But just just give me a shout out. Just shout out, say hello, whatever, and I'll give you a shout out back. And then at least I know that you can hear me. I'm pretty sure you can hear me because I can see my bar meter going up. So the one viewer that I have at the moment, Robert Norman, thank you. He says hi. Can you hear me okay, Robert? That's the main thing. And what I will do is when the sim opens, I'll probably turn the volume up on that as well so you can hear that. Just like, yes, can hear me. Right, that's good. It's funny that people who do live, who stream live, that's probably one of the first things to say. Can you hear me? Which is rather amusing. because we all do it. Right, now I'm just wondering whether, I'm not going to put my camera on, there's no need. For those of you who need to know what I look like, you can have a look on my YouTube channel, of course, and have a look at the videos, you'll see me there. But I'm not going to put the camera on today, no need for it, I don't think. But what we do need is for Xplane to load up. So it looks as though it's loading, although it does say not responding up there. Even when it says, for anybody who's new around here, when you load up Xplane, if you click somewhere, it'll suddenly come up with not responding there. More often than not, it is doing its thing. As we can see, it's loading up, and you just gotta ignore that not responding thing. Got a cup of coffee in front of me, so have some coffee. Please share the link to my video, to the live stream, wherever you want. And now the screen has gone black. Am I gonna have to restart? I hope not. Should be okay. It doesn't look as though it's gonna start. So maybe I will have to restart it, which is a bit of a shame. Well, whilst we're waiting for that, what I'll do is I'll go to my Facebook group and tell them that I'm live. So if I just go over here, live now at LPPT by Xdesigns, and give them that, and post that. There we go, and here we are. Even though it said it wasn't responding. You've just finished your coffee, have you? Well, yeah, it's lunchtime here. It's 25 to 1 in the afternoon. So that ringing you can hear, if you can hear it. No, you can't for some reason. So let's have a look at the settings a moment. Output, streaming output. That's fine. Audio, speakers, high definition audio. Oh, you should have heard that. Never mind. Here we are at Lisbon, and I'm in the Zebo mod. Just we need to get outside, so if I just click that, and we'll pull up here. Right. So this is by Xdesigns. It's available on xplane.org. Now, the really weird thing about this was that over the weekend, I saw it over the weekend, and it was, I think it was $16.95, and I thought, ooh, that's cheaper than the other one that I did a review of yesterday. And I'll put the link to that review. I'll put the link to that review in the chat in a little while. But I thought, wow, this is $16. I'll have a look. And then, whilst I was waiting for Nicholas to respond to an email, I decided to buy it, rather than wait for Nicholas to send me a review copy, as he normally does. I thought, I'll buy it. And by some bizarre, and I don't know what's gone wrong, it's gone up to $24.95. Now, I'm wondering if they've put it up to $24.95 to match the price of the MK Studios one, which is the one that I reviewed yesterday, and which is on the YouTube channel. I'm really not sure. But anyway, I thought, well, you know, it's okay, I'll get it. Because, and the reason why I bought it is I wanted to do a comparison between the two. And I wanted to do a comparison because the two have come out almost at the same time. Now, the one thing I will say about this is I believe that this is updated from Xplane 10. So originally it was for Xplane 10. And there's a couple of things that I'm not too enamored with, or I'm not too impressed with, but I haven't had a good look around. First of all, let's look at the city. The city looks good. You know, it's got all the landmarks in. There's a couple of extra things in here that are not in the other one, I don't believe, such as the football stadium there. I'm not quite sure if that's in the other scenery. It should be, but I'm not quite sure, so it's something I'll have to check. The problem here is a lot of the houses look like German, that German kind of European housing, which I'm pretty sure is not what you would have in Portugal. But that said, the city is large, is populated, it's fair size, and kind of looks okay. There's another stadium there, so obviously there's two football stadiums in in Lisbon. Not being a football fan, I wouldn't know whether there are two football teams. I'm pretty sure there must be, because it's a big old town, isn't it? Right, so here we go. The thing that it doesn't put me off, but it needs mentioning in comparison to the other one, is the orthophoto scenery. Now, there is orthophoto scenery here around the environment or the borders of the airport, and you can see where that is quite clearly here as I move my cursor along. I'm not quite sure whether you can see my cursor on screen, but you can see it here quite clearly at the top of the screen, the top third of the screen. There's a border kind of thing there, and that is orthophoto scenery, yeah? And it goes all the way around. You can see it. It's quite clearly marked where they've cut it out, so to speak. But, and this is where it becomes a little bit disconcerting for me, is whilst we've got orthophoto scenery, it is very, very green. It's extremely green in comparison to everywhere else. When I say green, I don't mean the fact that it's just grass there. I mean that it's vivid. It's like emerald green. And that's a little off-putting because it just looks too stark. But anyway, alright, so that's that. On the plus side, we've got quite a bit of clutter around the airport, which I like. I do like clutter. It brings an airport to life for me. And there's static aircraft. Although, there's too many static aircraft. And you can't turn them off. Let's go into settings here. See, I haven't even got draw parked aircraft on. Okay, so yeah, there's too many static aircraft because there's nowhere for me to park. There's a couple of stands available, but in terms of making it look alive, it does look alive. Excuse me, got an itchy nose. So there's lots of clutter around. You've got baggage carts hanging around and tractors and stuff like that, but no animated airport vehicles. So on one side you've got a plus, and then on the other side you've got a minus. So you have to, make your choice. Now, I was looking at these stands, and in comparison to the MK Studio windsock design, these are very different. And I thought, no, that can't be right. They look so different, these gates. You've got this huge concrete thing here. So what do? We go to Google. Let's have a look at Google and see what that produces. Okay, so we go to Google. Here we go. LPPT airport. I could go to images, but unfortunately there's not many images. It doesn't bring that many images up. So then I went. It brings up loads of images, but they're all kind of really far away. LPPT airport. So let's go to Google Earth. So we went to Google Earth. Here we go. Airport Lisbon and satellite view. And here we are, satellite view. And you zoom in and you think, oh, there are those terminals. Yeah. There are those terminals which look very different from the MK Studio ones, and not too dissimilar from the ones in the Xdesign. Yeah. There is a difference, so you can see that difference there. So for example, here you've got this dark bit here, and then this part of the gate actually, is quite high, and then you've got the jetways there. So yeah, there's a little bit of a difference there. Let's come back here. So that's just design, but it would appear that's what the gate's like. And at first I thought, oh, there's no road underneath there. because clearly there is a road in the picture. Yeah, let me go back to there is a road there, a roadway underneath. Alright, so going back here, I thought there's no road under there, but there is a road under there. You just got to get pretty dang low. I'm going to try and do that now. So if I go down here and then go across here, and we'll zoom in a minute and try and get through that. There is a road. I flew through it. I didn't fly through it. I kind of skimmed through it. But it's really difficult to get to. And it's there. It's down there. So see it? Oops. There it is. And you can get through it. Let's go this way like this, and then scoot under here. But you've got to go around here now, which is a bit hard, because I'm not doing it the way that I normally would. There's the road, and there's the end of the building. So we go that way, and then that way, and then back this way. Zoom out. There we are. There it is. But what you can see here is like the terminal building is hollow and see-through and stuff like that. So, you know, if you was making a video, you wouldn't want to use this part, and but you can get through here. But in the other one, in the MK Studios one, it's a lot easier to get to, and there's traffic on the road, and it's a little bit better, I think, in design personally. But you know, it is here, which is important. Okay, so let's just get up. And you know, you have the anomalies of roads not going anywhere and stopping in mid-air like that one, and that's all to do with Xplane roads meeting up with what the developer has done around the airport, and it just doesn't look right. And then here you've got a car park with some 3D cars on, but for some reason they look 2D. But you know, they try to fill the car park in. Right, so the thing is it any good? Well, you know, it's friendly on frame rates and it looks okay. You've got the main landmarks in the city. Oh, here's a big letdown, right? Big letdown for me. Watch this. So we'll go to evening time, and the city lights up as it would with HDR lighting. Yep, I'm trying to take this nice and slow. So the city lights up with HDR lighting. You've got HDR lighting on the cars that are going past there on the right hand side. And then all of a sudden, as we get darker, look at the ground. Ah, that is awful. That is a lit texture. That's not HDR lighting. If it was HDR lighting, you'd see shadow. There'd be lights on the aircraft. You know, terminal lights would be reflecting off the aircraft. That ground and a lot of the terminal is just a lit texture. Now, I know we did use lit textures in Xplane 10, although HDR was available even in Xplane 10. But that looks just terrible. I'm sorry. You know, so it's everywhere else, HDR lighting. But there, oh, it just looks yuck. I don't know, it looks like pavement pizza. It just looks as though somebody's been sick on the ground. And look at it from a distance. You know, you got everywhere else is HDR lighting. And then I think laziness just took over there. And they just couldn't be bothered. You know, it could be rectified. It could be rectified in no time at all. You just take that lit texture out, so you can put all HDR lights in there, HDR floodlights. So it could be rectified. Now over here, are these is that there with this with the star on it? That is HDR. I think. Just trying to get back to daylight. Yeah, I think it is. And the others around it are lit textures. That might be a lit texture as well, thinking about it. Because there's no light spill off it. and say light spill. You know, there's no circle of light around it, so even that is a lit texture. So we have a dilemma now, a real dilemma, and that is, which one would you buy? Which one would you go for? I don't know. I'll be honest and say I don't know, because I like both of them, but for different reasons. The grass here is just too glaring. It's not right. And then that lit texture. But as for the terminal, you know, there are some things good about it, and there's some things bad. You know, for me, there's not enough 3D furniture on the roof, if you understand what I mean. What the heck these skylights are supposed to be here, I've no idea. They're just, you know, I don't know what they're supposed to be. But they look pretty good. But then you've got all this kind of metalwork here, and you know, the gantries and everything. That kind of looks neat. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. I don't fly into Portugal enough to say that I would use one or the other. I think I probably use the other one more. But I had to get this because I needed to do a comparison. So there we have it for the time being. Let's have a look at some of the comments here. So Emma come in from Winsock with a comment there about it being terrible in comparison to theirs. Obviously, somebody would say that, you know, if they're protecting their own products. So I can understand why she's saying that. Darren Foe, he doesn't reckon there's any kind of grass like that. Robert Norman agrees with the blending of the grass. That should have been done. Yeah, certainly no grass like that on the satellite imagery. Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't put links in here, but Darren, if you go to my channel, I can put a link in. Like, hang on, bear with 1 second, as they say. Bear with. What the hell? I will put the link in, unless it's already shown up. Okay, bear with me, because I think it's only fair, you know, that doing comparison that you get it, you at least have a look at it. My channel. I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one. Control C, there we go, and Control V. Right, there you go. There's the link. So there's the link to video, and then you can make up a thing. Right, so Simfish is saying, yeah, I've seen this released 3 years later. But the thing is, Simfish, this has just come on Xplane.org in the last couple of days. So whether this is a conversion from Xplane 10 or not, it doesn't matter. You know, for me, there's two things about this. It's a deal breaker, and that is the grass and the lit texture on the ground. You know, they could have. They didn't even have to put a lit texture there. They could have just used decent lighting, you know, and get the light spill. Really, you know, that's like scenery building 101. Right, so that is that. Not an awful lot more I can say about it. I do like the location, and I like everything else. You know, the city looks great. Oh, I like that down there. That looks good, doesn't it? Pretty. Yeah. So, if you've ever flown to Lisbon, it's a fabulous approach, whichever way you come, whichever runway you're using, fabulous approaches. That bridge looks pretty funky. It's a nice viaduct, that. I've never been to Portugal in the real world, so yeah, this kind of cuts it in terms of cityscape. That's that Christ, isn't it? That very modernised Christ over there. Yes. So Right. Let's just have one more look at it at night time. Can I get there in a quick? Yeah, here we go. Well, I think I've done what I said I'd do, which was, I think I've given it a fair comparison. And admit, like I say, over the weekend, let me have some coffee. Over the weekend, it was on sale for $16, and now it's gone up to $24.95. And I don't understand why that is. Matt says Portugal is the poor man's Spain. Well, if it's the poor man's Spain, he needs to go there, because Portugal is incredibly expensive. Holidays to Portugal are dearer than Spain, so I wouldn't call it the poor man's Spain by any chance, by any stretch of the imagination. So, enough of that. No more assassination of that. Why don't we, whilst we're waiting for questions to come in, get ourselves over to Manchester Barton and do a little bit of VFR flying, if the weather's any good, and see if there's any Xplane questions come in. Because there's a few of us here who are Xplane related or Xplane savvy, so if any questions come in, then we can answer them. One thing I will say about being savvy, being tech savvy or security savvy, was this morning I received a text message from HMSC saying if I wanted to pay £389 to such and such, I needed to click on a security code. As you can imagine, I didn't click on the security code because there is no way I'm going to be paying money to people that I don't know. Did it include round route compatibility for WT3? I'm not sure, Robert. And maybe if I had seen that question a few minutes ago before I started messing around, I would have been able to check that. I don't know. And I can't remember whether I checked that last night when I first installed it. I'll be quite honest. I'm awfully sorry. We can always go back and have a look in a minute or two. In fact, let's just sort this out and then I'll go back and we'll check. I'm pretty sure... I don't know. We'll see. Certainly within in the MK Studios one, there is compatibility with WT3 because I used it. I did it the other day, and in my video review of MK Studios, I actually showed WT3 traffic and the radar screen. So yeah. Oh, you mean ground routes? It doesn't matter whether they have or they haven't, because with WT3 you can generate ground routes through the program. Yeah. So so it doesn't matter if they have. If they've put them in, fine. If they haven't, that's not a problem, because WT3 now will generate ground routes for any airport. It takes a little while, not too long, but you know, it's doable, no problem at all. I'm going to have to take my shoes off because for some reason, I've never been able to fly with my rudder pedals with my shoes on, which is a bit weird, I know. Just taking my shoes off and get ready for Barton. The one thing I like about Barton, I don't know if you've got it or not, but because it's a grass strip, with the new algorithms that Austin has done for ground contact, you really have to use a lot of power to get off the grass. Yeah, it does. It generates ground routes, Darren. It comes up, says generate ground routes. So the ground routes will be taxi routes. I think. Sounds like it to me. Although, that being said, to see traffic taxiing in WT3, you really need to go to places like Manchester, Heathrow, you know, big airports. I don't believe... Oh, excuse me. I don't think WT3 is as good as the ultimate traffic or whatever it's called over on P3D. And on that one you can get hooked up in traffic taxiing around. And live traffic on Xplane, whilst it's really good for depicting live traffic, because it does, once the traffic gets on the ground and they turn off their transponders, more often than not when they taxied off, you don't see aircraft taxiing in live traffic. You will at Heathrow, because Heathrow's got SMR, which is surface movement radar, and the SDBS or whatever it is system that picks up that data will pick up the surface movement radar data at Heathrow. So you do see aircraft taxiing around at Heathrow, but then sometimes they'll just disappear and reappear at the end of the runway, and that might be because once again the data packets are lost or whatever for it. Yeah, most of the time I just used Xcode box, just fly online. I like live traffic just to spot. It's just for fun. I do like it in that regard. Right, let's have a look here. So we're at Barton Airport. Let's have a look at World Traffic Flight Setup. So I gotta say I'm EGCB and we're EGCC Manchester, and then I can create flights and I can generate ground routes. So whoops. So for Barton it's EGCB and generate ground routes. Estimated time to generate ground routes for Barton is 1 minute, for Manchester 2 minutes. So we'll generate ground routes, so everything pauses, and then we'll create flights. Come on. It says here also gen ground routes. Missed it. Hang on. I think it says it only also generates if there are none there. If there are some there, then it does. I don't know. Weird. So okay. So generating flight plans for Barton, 1 of 154. I'll probably start doing flight plans for Manchester, which is close by. Weather's pretty foul though. Oh, there we go. Plans for EGBK, close by. Oh, I'll have to wait whilst it does this. There we go. Created quite a lot of flights there. So if we get the radar up, flight radar. Oh, come on. Come on. It's determining locations of aircraft. It's done that. Thank you. Right, let's get the radar up. And that's the traffic that's close to Barton Airport now, within 10 miles. So that's GA. Let's have a look at this aircraft, I think. Traffic camera. That's Jet 2 East climbing. And this one, let's have a look. Delta, ooh. He's climbing out of Manchester. BA76. Don't know where he's going. Certainly not going to Manchester. There's Manchester Airport there. Let's have a look at 20 nautical miles. There's a lot of GA aircraft around, that's for sure. Can I do 40? Oh, wow. A lot of GA aircraft. Saudi Arabian. I think he's taken off from Manchester by the looks of it. 80 nautical miles, wow. So they're just flying over Barton, and who's this? Cessna. Oh, that's a shame. You can see through his prop. He's just flying past Barton Airport. Not a day for flying, that's for sure. Now the unfortunate thing is, yeah, I can turn that off. You only kind of got one view. So this is the flight plan. He's going EGNH. This guy's doing circuits or some general handling in the area. It's on a heading of 299 degrees. Is it 3,521 feet? Oh, it's terrible weather up in Manchester. Right, so I'm down on the ground at Barton. See if we can get it. There we go. Full throttle. Airspeed's live. 60 knots. 65. Ooh. Oh. Aileron trim. That was that. There we go. Whew. Oh. Sound. There we go, that's better, we can hear now. So the weather is pretty vile, I have to say. Pretty vile indeed. Somebody was asking about XP Realistic on one of the Facebook groups this morning, and this is XP Realistic. Basically, what it does, it's like using Track IR but in software, and there are lots of effects that you can have. But this one is heading anticipation. So as we turn, my head kind of goes to the left a bit. Yeah. Let's come back. And everything senses up again. If you pull up, I'll go down. Oh, I haven't got pitch on. There's one called pitch anticipation. And so as you pull up, the cockpit tends to go down and you look up. It's really weird. A friend of mine who's seen this, he said he just wouldn't be able to fly with this. He said he would find it too weird. It can be slightly disorientating, but you can get used to it really quickly. And the taxi anticipation is awesome. As you turn out onto the runway, you literally end up looking out of the side window, and as you straighten up on the runway, it just comes back to the centre. I'm going to get terribly lost. Emma, it's actually really really quite useful. It's actually a very nice effect, but it's not very good in airliners, I don't think. So in my airliners, I have it turned right down, because you can adjust everything, as you can see here. It's all different. They don't call them effects. They call them what's it they call it? Immersions. That's it, not effects. I would call them effects. They call it immersions. And you've got a master volume as well, which I can turn up. So there's all sorts of different things. Rattles when you taxi in. The aircraft rattles and stuff like that, and head shake. And when you land in, you really feel it. So you've got airframe wind, the wind on airport atmosphere, braking, cockpit atmosphere, engine start. When you start the engine, the front of the aircraft shakes with the starts, as the pistons turn over, the starter motor turns over, the engine, the cockpit shakes, which happens in real life, and you can adjust the amount of that as well. I know roughly where I am now, so I'm just going to fly out this way a little bit, turn around and hopefully land. It's because it's the middle of the day and I've just had a cup of coffee, but I do need to go downstairs and check on my lunch chicken because I can smell it in the oven. So I'm just going to pause this for a second here and I'll be right back. I just need to take it out of the oven. I'm back. There we go. Yes, I forgot. But I didn't forget. I knew it was in there, but I could smell it, so it was better to get it out. Right, let's turn that off. All these things like that I've got on a button on my joystick, so I just hit the button and that comes up. Hey, why change? Why change? Isn't it? Right, so I need to turn around and figure out where my airfield is. I know roughly where it is now. See the blue building behind me? That is the ski slope. And we've got, there's like a football field stadium right behind the tail. I need to fly over that. And there's the Trafford Centre, just out of the cockpit window, just coming up to the compass. So that's the Trafford Centre. That blue building is the largest indoor ski slope in Europe, apparently. And then we've got this football stadium, and Barton Airfield is there, just to the right. We've got a cloud coming in on the right-hand side. It's raining. Weather's not good. Visibility is literally depleting as we go because there's that weather coming in there. So adjust the trim down a little, and there's the airfield. You can see it. You can see the runway. Not bad considering the weather's so bad. Luckily I knew where I was, and there's some really good landmarks around here. So as long as you get that football stadium there, the airfield, the runway's to the right of it, kind of thing. It's pretty cool. I likes it. I likes it a lot. I mean, our friend gets distracted by cars. So we'll just show you some cars there on the viaduct. Now, I've never been here in real life. I've driven past this airfield. It's actually called Manchester City Airfield, or Manchester City Airport. But I've driven right past it. That road there that's going down towards the buildings there. I've driven right along there. So I've driven right past the airport. And you'd be surprised, the amount of traffic, the amount of aircraft that's on the grass here is phenomenal. It is a proper GA airport. Well, a little bit high. But that's okay, because when you land on this stuff, it slows you down in no time at all. Let's get a little bit left. There we go. There we go. When you land on grass, you slow down pretty quick. You don't need to use your brakes. You can. Of course, dangerous, because you don't want to stamp on them too hard, otherwise you'll end up putting your prop in the ground. There you go, there's a taxi. It's pretty cool. Well, that was the taxi effect. So I'm using rudder pedals now. So everything turns. It's pretty cool. I like it. The other reason why I'm nice and relaxed, Emma, is because it's daytime. I really don't care anymore. Okay, so just coming up to the airfield. For those of you who didn't know, of course, this was True Earth Great Britain Central with Barton, Orbex's Barton Airport. I can never remember where to go and park here. I think you go past the tower. Yeah. Past the tower here. Put the flaps up, might as well. Oh, can I get any anger? I think if I can get past this aircraft. Oh no. Oh well, it's a bit mean, isn't it? And I bet you there's not enough space on that concrete pad there for me to get past. We'll have a go, eh? Don't crash into the fuel farm. Oh, there's plenty of room. What are you on about? Just hope I don't take the wings off. Now, this is a weirdness. Rain inside a hangar. Ooh. There we go. I made it. We'll park up here. Disregard everybody else. There you go. All done. Pretty cool. I like that. Right. Well, I think we'll call it after that. I was going to go back to Portugal, wasn't I, and check on the world traffic thing. So we'll do that. And then I think I'll try and take my dog out in between the rain showers. which is going to be pretty hard because the rain today is absolutely abysmal here in Cardiff. Got blue skies. I look one way out my window and I can see blue skies, and I look the other way and it is really dark and grey. And I know that I'll get caught in a shower or something. Alright. Well, I tell you, that chicken smells delicious. I marinated it this morning in some nice herbs and spices. Just put it in the oven. 4 pieces, 4 chicken breasts, which is really weird to find a chicken with 4 breasts. But anyway, boom, boom. Yep. I'm just checking my lottery tickets here. I haven't won. I don't know why I do it. It's a bloody waste of money. It's going to be very cold in Chicago. What's the temperature there then? Chicago, the windy city. It's really nice to have somebody here from the US as well. Nice seeing you, Robert. I've never been to Chicago. I've been to the States quite a few times, and I've been to New York and Florida and Gulf of Mexico. Where else have I been? I've been to Washington. That's a weird town. But never been to Chicago. My next trip, I hope to get to New Orleans and Gulf of Mexico again. We shall see. We shall see. Right, what am I checking here? WT3. So let's do a flight setup. So we'll do that to that. LPPT. Generate ground routes. Okay, well, ground routes don't exist for this airport. All parking spots found. Miscellaneous spots. Click the generate button to generate miscellaneous spots as tie downs. Okay. Generate. Okay. Generating ground routes. And now create flights. It's going to be 168 flights. And determining locations for aircraft. Okay. Well, that was done a bit quick, wasn't it? So let's have a look, see what's going on here. Radar. World traffic radar display. There we go. Oh, not much about. That's pretty weird, isn't it? Now, the only thing that I dislike about this, it would be really cool if I could move the world traffic radar onto another screen, and I can't. I suppose if I had Air FMC or whatever it's called, I could put it onto an iPad kind of thing and just have it down there like that. But it would be really nice if we could just move it, pop it out properly and move it onto my second monitor. That would be the bee's knees. So there's no traffic about. It's a bit quiet. Who's this? Is he landing or taking off? Oh, he's taking off. And there's another one behind him taking off as well. Come on. There we are. The problem is, it's with this, the cameras are stuck. So if I click on him, I can do it. I'm moving my mouse around. I can put it there anywhere, but I can't use any of the other camera views, which is a shame. And the other aircraft is taken off behind. Right, oh, it's Ryanair. What do you expect? He didn't waste any time getting everyone, did he? On a different route. And here's another one here, Shamrock. Taking off. Horrible 3D grass. There you go. I do like this WT3 because you got all the animations. Gear going up. That's neat. So we went to Shamrock. We want some inbound traffic, don't we? Who's this? German Wings. Oh, he's coming in. Oh, look. Traffic going past him. I can move that. Hang on. He's quite a way out. As soon as I click, it goes to that view. So there's the airport there. So he's flying over. There he is. He's doing his approach. I hope he is, anyway. Minus 19? Good God. That's not natural. Minus 19? Jeez. I couldn't, well, no. The mere thought of that is making me cold. I don't think I've got real world weather on here. Oh dear. I'm tired. Right, I'm gonna have to go, guys, because not as bad as a few weeks ago. My God Almighty, man. When it's that cold, does it snow? It can't, surely. Although I suppose it's all dependent on the weather. You know, if you've got cloud, or you've got moisture in the cloud, it'll snow, won't it? That's crazy cold. No. Hard to breathe in that weather. With that cold, I know. Forgot what was it, flight configuration, customize weather, match real world conditions, flight changes, FSGRW, nearly done. It's a long approach. Yeah, but he's descending. He's going down. So he's got to turn soon. EasyJet just take it off. EasyJet is going to Amsterdam. Who's this? Where's he going? US Airways. He's going to LPFR, France somewhere, I think. Excuse me. Rotate. Right, let's see what's happening with our German wings. Still hasn't turned. And he's well outside 10-mile nautical range. Okay. Start weather transfer. Probably see him jump all over the sky. It's just cold. My wife made me take her to the outdoor mall yesterday. My God. I suppose you don't have to buy frozen food because it would just freeze immediately as soon as you leave it outside the front door or something, or out on your back porch. Well, I don't know where this German wings is going. It's supposed to be going into Thingy. It's 5,000 feet. He's at 220 knots, so he's at descent speed. And it's 5,500 feet. Oh, here we go. We've got somebody coming in now. Hey, we'll watch it. We'll watch this guy land. Colin Baker, hello. Obviously not the Colin Baker that was in Doctor Who, although it could be. Touchdown! Ooh. Excuse me. And then we got somebody else taking off here. Finnair. And as for that German wings aircraft, God only knows what's happened to him. He still hasn't turned around, I don't think. Is that him? No, that's US Airways. This is German wings. He's turning. Have a nice lunch, Darren. I've had my lunch. I'm on a diet, so I had sweet potato, 2 pieces of sweet potato and 2 apples. This evening I'm having chicken salad. Wow. Don't you just love dieting? So he's turned it around about 10 miles almost. 10 and a half miles, if that, he's turning for his approach. Oh, excuse me guys, I'm yawning here. Right, I'm gonna call it. Thanks for sticking around. I don't know how long I've been streaming for. It's probably an hour or so, something stupid like that. And the main reason for the stream was to do a comparison review between this Lisbon airport and the one from MK Studios and Windsock Simulations. I think on balance the Windsock Simulations is better, even with the few problems that I mentioned, but that's nothing to do with the people who did the conversion. It's to do with the fact that the people who did the conversions, Windsock, were just given the files. You know, they're just given the stuff, and that's what they've got to work with. They're not allowed to make any adjustments or anything like that. Oh, Colin, you're new to flight simulation. Well, I tell you what, let's stick around a few more minutes. Any questions, and we'll try and answer them for you. Okay, but you need to be quick, because I've got to take my dog out for a walk. So, you know, if you've got any questions, Colin, just, you know, type them in there, and there's, you know, like there's me and Emma's still here and Robert and a couple of other people, so we can answer them for you. Right now we're watching, this This is World Traffic 3, WT3, which is a plugin, add-on plugin to Xplane, which generates flights based on data. So that it's not real time, but these flights are based on based on things such as schedules, airline schedules. Oh, all right. You're telling me it's okay for me to go. Okay, that's good, because I do need to take Frank out for a walk. That's the name of my dog. Briefly though, so this program, it generates traffic based on airline schedules and just populates your flight simulator with it. Now, one of the problems we have with it, let me just jump to this aircraft here. So this guy's just taken off, Ukraine International, and there's somebody here taking off on the other runway, General Aviation. The problem we have with this is that unfortunately you do not see traffic taxiing around, which is a bit of a bugger, because that would be really neat. See, so which runway is in use? This runway is in use down here, and it's been quite, busy, but you don't see any traffic taxiing to it. And now that can be rectified if the people who create the airports put in ground routes specific for WT3. Right? But even so, it's fun to watch. Right, that's Ukraine International just taken off. We've been waiting for German Airlines, but he went on a bizarre thingy. This guy's just dropping his gear. He's on his final approach there. Who's this? This is US Airways on final approach on the other runway, and I'm pretty sure that they don't use both runways like this at Portugal, where you've got they're using both runways for landing and departures. I'm pretty sure they don't use that configuration, so that would be really, really scary. I was going to say he's off the centre line, this guy. I might be wrong. Let's see if I can get right behind him. He's a little off the centre line. He's coming on now. The thing I like about this, as I was saying earlier, is that you've got all the animations. So like, you can see this guy's flaps are down. Fortunately, I can't zoom in on the aircraft. Oh yes, I can. I don't think I could. So you can see his flaps are down, gears down, and if we watch him land, hopefully his speed brakes will come up as he touches down. I don't know whether the animations are that good. They might be, because we can see flaps and gear. So let's see if his bit of a wobble there. No. Oh yeah, speed brakes do come up. Cool. There is another program, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off. So I've turned that off, disabled that, okay. But there is another program called Live Traffic. And this is really settings. This is really good. This shows live traffic. So it's requesting live flight data online. CM4 aircraft display. It's not displaying any at the moment because it's got to go through a cycle where it collects all the data and it tells you how long it's taking. Up here on the right hand side it's now saying it's going to be approximately 70 seconds before it's got all the data, but we might be lucky and actually see stuff already, so let's have a look. No, not yet. We've just got to wait for all the data to come in to check. I'm not even sure what runway's in use today. Once again, there's no surface movement radar here. We're not going to see, probably not going to see any aircraft taxiing. So there's no traffic. Oh, here we go. Where are you? There's an A320 somewhere around here. There we are. I can move that now. Unfortunately, you've only got one view. Only got one view of that aircraft, which is not good. Is that him? Oh no, he's flying away. So if I scan around like this, you can see that dialog box filling up as I scan around, because it's actually hitting an aircraft. So this one here, he's in approach. So if we've got a camera, he's coming into land. But unfortunately, I've only got the one camera view in this, which is a shame. I mean, I can go external. We could watch him from the tower, I think. Is that a tower? I never remember which is the tower view. Is it? No, that's runway. This is tower view, I think. There he is. So he's coming in. Tap 1311. It's pretty cool. I do like this program. It's even better at Heathrow or JFK. You've just got one aircraft after the other at Heathrow, one every 30-40 seconds. You see them, a line of them, 3 of them in a line. You zoom in like this. Oh, there's another one behind him with A321. So that could be Swiss Air SWR. So we'll watch this guy come in. Where is he? There he is. And then I will definitely go off and take Frank for a walk. Colin, don't forget, if you've got any questions, need answers to, you can go to my YouTube channel. There's over 450 videos there, starting back with Xplane 10 all the way through to Xplane 11. Hints, tips and reviews are there. Also, you can go to my Facebook group as well. Yes, it will link to any airport in the world. There we go. The only trouble is you zoom in and the aircraft judder a little bit, but pull out like that. Ooh, and a little bit short. Now, what happens with this is that you see the aircraft disappear because they turn off their transponders, and as soon as they turn off the transponders, we lose the data feed. Okay, so there was another one, wasn't there, close behind? There he is. Let's have a look at him on camera. Yeah, I think it's Swiss Air on approach. I have in the past just loaded up at Heathrow and just let it run, live streamed it, and people go, "Oh, why are you doing this from Heathrow?" It's just cool. Yeah, as Robert Norman says, yeah, using live traffic with WT3, you can mix the two together and get them both working together. But trying to taxi out with live traffic is really difficult. Right, let's see what's happened to that plane that just landed. See, he's disappeared, gone, completely gone. He would just be turning off the runway, but he turned off his transponder, so you can't see him. Now at Heathrow, as I said, they've got surface movement radar, so you can see. There's another aircraft behind, Lufthansa 05 Kilo. We do this at night time. There you go. At dusk. That's cool. See the lights a bit better. I just realised my external speakers are on and not on my headset. We'll just do this. We'll just watch this one guy land now, and then I'm going to call it. Excuse me. Yeah. Now, if you look on Flight Radar 24, you can find these aircraft, but generally this is a little bit behind Flight Radar 24. There you go, nice landing. And he'll disappear. I'm just following him until his transponder goes off, eh? You normally turn them off as to turn off the runway in real world. Oh, he's taking the high speed, although he's not going very fast. Oh, there you go, disappeared. Turned off his transponder. Right, that's it. I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. It's been nice. Colin, don't forget, find Facebook page. Let me give you a link for that. It's one of the more friendly Facebook pages around. I'll just get you the Facebook page link. I could have just said look for Xplane dedicated on Facebook, but there you go. And of course you're already on the YouTube channel, so you can find us. Make sure you hit the notification bell, subscribe, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, because at least one of those things will help the channel. We'll see you soon. Take care. Cheerio.